The brutal abduction, rape and torture of a 5-year-old girl in New Delhi has put the spotlight on rampant child abuse and abysmal enforcement of child protection laws in India. In New Delhi alone, 14 children go missing every day, and nationwide more than 50% of India's 440 million children are subject to some form of sexual abuse. The families of victims and experts say failings in the police and health service mean kidnappers and abusers often escape punishment. Azhar is the father of a missing child. He said his family was still recovering from the shock of the loss of their 11-year-old daughter 5 years ago. My family is shattered. She was our only daughter. We used to love her a lot. She used to study and she used to help her mother with the housework. This has affected us deeply. In a neighbouring district, the sister of an abducted and abused child accused police of falsifying evidence after a police-appointed doctor filed a report stating that nothing had happened to the child during her abduction. The child had told her sister that she'd been raped, and an independent doctor confirmed that she'd been drugged. She was feeling unwell during the evening, so we took her to the hospital and the doctor said she was drugged. The family believe 3 men from their locality were involved in the kidnapping and abuse. They said that the police are not interested in helping them. Meanwhile, a charity worker, Sandlal, helps the families of abducted children. He said in most cases there is a good chance of finding missing children and their abductors, but the police are too inactive to follow leads and build evidence. He added that they lack the sensitivity needed to communicate with children traumatized by abduction and abuse. The child wants to tell everything. However, the way the police asks questions and behaves with the child gets the child very scared. Child abduction and abuse is particularly prevalent among migrant labourers who are residing in India's pockets of urban poverty. Without childcare facilities, many children in these areas are left alone for long periods of the day. Vijay Arora, Director of Children's Rights and You, explains some of the atrocities faced by these children.
They go missing on account of various reasons. They are probably potential victims of rape, abuse, or they are being basically trafficked for labour purposes or for commercial sexual exploitation, or being put in something like begging or even organ trading.
In 2007, a damning report on the state of child protection issues in India prompted the government to take firm action. The National Commission for Protection of Child Rights was set up to develop strict laws and policies on the issue. Experts say that while the laws and policies are in place, there is a systemic failure to implement them. Save the Children India's CEO, Thomas Chandy, said many children now see abuse as part of life. He added that there is a need to create awareness to bring the issue out in the open.
If they are approached or if they are abused by a family member, and when they see that happening with the rest of their siblings or others or friends, they probably think that is a given, that is that happens everywhere. So I should also be a part of that. So what needs to be obviously be done is a lot of awareness building activities within such communities.
Child psychiatrists say that the psychological impact of abuse can adversely affect the overall development of the child. In adulthood, they may struggle to see a future for themselves. They may develop anger issues and find it difficult to maintain healthy relationships. Dr. Gupta from the Centre of Child and Adolescent Wellbeing in Delhi said that with the right support, abused children can recover from these types of trauma.
So if these children who have gone through these adversities are able to get the right support after the trauma, then they become resilient and they're able to come out of it.
The challenge for India is that these atrocities of child abuse and abductions are shrouded in silence and secrecy. Many communities are afraid that their children will become ostracised if they talk openly about sexual abuse. Experts say there is also a need for the police and health workers to be trained in how to communicate with abused children and how to spot the signs of abuse.